Hello guys, Mike Will Experiment, vlog episode number 2. This is my second vlog. Just wanted to get some ideas out there, talking about real quick. There's a lot of people floating. I did my Nintendo Direct predictions back in September and was completely wrong. You know how that goes. You never know what you're going to get, but I'm doing this again. But this time, I'm not just predicting the games. I'm predicting if there's a Direct, or what it's going to be called. So basically, there's a big rumor, something's come out in July. You got Paper Mario, Origami King coming out, and that game is the only game we know about from Nintendo. People are losing their minds. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but whatever. They'll tell us when they tell us. Obviously, they're not going to not release anything between now and Christmas. So, they keep the things very close to the vest, Nintendo. So I don't really feel like they will. They'll do what they want. But they didn't have E3, and they would have had. There's stuff, obviously, from that E3 presentation that has not been shown. And I do feel that will be... My prediction here is that it will be broken down into segments called Nintendo Direct, or there'll be Directs. So they did the Pokemon... Sorry, not Direct. Pokemon Presents. Then there'll be Nintendo Presents, and maybe, whatever Presents. It'll be different studios. Could be Monolith Soft Presents. They're going to do separate solo presentations, or I think they'll spread the hype out like they did with Pokemon and get the anticipation. Like they'll show one thing one week and be like, oh, check back next week for Nintendo, whatever they decide to call it, part 2. You know what I mean? So I do think they will stick with what they did with Pokemon, though, and follow that same nomenclature. So we'll see if that's true. So I'm thinking Nintendo Presents is my prediction. Nintendo Presents. Because they seem to be moving away from Directs. Because usually the Pokemon stuff, it does get announced in Directs. But in this case, it didn't. Because simply put, they, don't want to do Directs because it's, Directs have so much content. There is an expectation on Directs that there is so much involved with them. You know what I mean? They're very much, there's like 30, 40 games they have to review. And they just don't have that, I think, is the problem. Between them and third parties, they don't have that. That's why they did the mini Direct earlier in the year. So I think the Direct is going away, is my prediction. I hate to say it. I love Directs. Either they'll do a yearly Direct, or they just won't do one at all. I feel like they're, because of COVID and some other stuff, I feel like they're moving away from that format. The Pokemon tells it all, because they usually do Pokemon Directs. And they changed that to Presents, and they drug out. So I think that's what they're going to do with everything. Nintendo Presents, and they're going to drag it out. So that's my prediction. It sucks. I don't like it, per se. I mean, I don't hate it, but there's something about a Direct. It's an event, It will be missed if it goes away. But it may be antiquated, It may be. I think Nintendo's been doing that. It's funny though, because you've got PlayStation doing it now and Xbox with their presentation doing it. So it's like Nintendo just doesn't want to do what everybody else is doing, I guess. Oh, these guys are doing Directs now. We don't forget that. We don't want to do a Direct. So I think maybe that really is what's going on. Is they just they made the trend of doing this PlayStation. I forgot what PlayStation calls theirs. Xbox is I can't remember either of them off the top of my head. They'll be right here and here. PlayStation, Xbox. What their presentations are called, but they have their own that copies the Nintendo Direct, the format essentially. So Nintendo trendset it and then jet it out. But that's my prediction. No more Directs. Please subscribe, like my videos.